Hey, hi. Hello, everyone. I'm Naval Yamal. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Data Master. And welcome to the new playlist on Databricks for everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about the Databricks hierarchy. So if you look at the image here, at the top, we have a metastore. But what is metastore? We'll discuss it later on when we start a topic on Unity Catalog. When it comes to data governance, I'll discuss about the metastore, but I'll keep it aside. Now, if you look at this, like we like below the metastore, we have a catalog. You can say catalog is like a level one, which holds all your schemas. And in Databricks, you call it as a schema, you call it as a database, both means the same. So we are focusing on catalog. So catalog holds all your schemas. You can create multiple catalogs. For example, if you have different environments you are working on, like you are working on dev environment for UAT and for prod, you can create three different catalogs for three different environments. We used to create three different workspaces before, but now you don't need to create them different workspaces. You can just create a different catalogs. Now we'll create one catalog. Within the catalog holds all your schemas. Schemas are nothing but a databases. So here we are going to maintain a medallion architecture. So in our upcoming videos, I'll explain it what is medallion architecture. But now medallion architecture is nothing but bronze, silver, and gold architecture. In our traditional, we used to say a raw layer, staging layer, and the final layer. So that's the same thing, but the wordings and the terminology is little bit different. So we create three different zones or three different layers. In the schemas, we create a bronze schema, then a silver schema, and a gold schema. Within that schema, we have a physical objects, like a real-time objects, where you can start creating a tables, a views, a volumes, and the models, or a functions, or you can say functions that includes the models as well. So these are the real objects. So starting with catalog as a level 1, which holds all the schemas. Schemas are at a level 2. Within the schemas, you can create a table, views, volume, and the function. In our upcoming videos, we are going to go in detail about what are the types of tables, what are the types of views, and what are volumes, and we are going to go detail into functions, real-time use cases, when to create a function, and even models as well. But now we are going to start creating a catalog, then the schema by using a UI, by writing a syntax, both. And apart from this, if you're asking me like what are these all, what are the different objects under the meta store, like service credential, storage credential, external location, share recipient provider connections, and the clean room. So these are some advanced topics. So as we progress, if you really need to know about this, you can just comment it in this YouTube video so that I can make a videos dedicated to these objects later on. Okay. So beginners, those who have started working on the community edition, for them, you cannot see the catalog, or you do not have a permission to start creating a catalog. But below the catalog, like you can create a schemas by using a simple SQL syntax, create schema name, and within that schema, you can start creating an objects. Like you can create a table, you can create a view, and even you can create a function. You cannot create a volume. The volumes are dedicated for the Unity catalog only. I mean, for the premium account, you will be able to create a catalog and the volume. So for participants or people, those who are working on the community edition, for them, you can create a schema, table, views, and so on. Okay. I'll go to my Express account, which we have set up earlier. And now I'm in my catalog. And in the catalog, I'm going to start creating a new catalog by just hitting onto this add data. So I'll click on add data, and you can see we have a create catalog option. I just hit on create catalog, and I would say my catalog name as data master, and I'll keep the catalog as a type called standard, where we are going to use objects like table, views, and functions. If you are using a Databricks for your database kind of thing, like a use case of database where you have a model, fact table, dimension tables, and so on, then in that case, we can use a catalog called a foreign catalog, where you can create a primary keys, foreign keys, and so on. You can mount your existing databases like your MySQL, ProgressSQL, SQL Server, and so on. Maybe in the next video, I'm going to show you how to create a foreign catalog. But now I'll just stick to the standard, and I'll use a default storage location. I'll just hit on create. You can write a syntax as well by writing a SQL syntax in the notebook called create catalog catalog name. I'm repeating it again. For the beginners, for the freshers, you don't need to do this step. You cannot do it in your community edition. You can just focus on creating a schemas from here. If you click on catalog, you can see here you get an option called create schema. You can create a schema by just doing one or two simple clicks by using a UI. You can mention a schema name, but now I'll not do it by using a UI. I'll write a code here because there are few people, those who are going for a beginners level also. Now I'll go to my YouTube Data Master YouTube Git folder. I'll create a new folder here. I'll rearrange everything later on, and you can figure out or you can pull out from my Git folder. So I'll say this is all about objects. I'll say database objects now. Objects in Databricks. Okay, objects in Databricks. Now, what I'll do, I'll be giving you the link as well. I'll take this link, I'll paste it. So when you are referring it, you can check the real time. You can check the changes that are happening on the documentation. Okay, so I have pasted the document link as well. I'll give a title here. So this is my docs link. Cool, it looks good. Now I'll start writing a code. I'll connect this to my serverless compute. So I'll be using a SQL script here to create a schema. It is simple. I'll switch it to SQL, and here we go. We can simply write create schema. You can write a syntax called create database as well. It should work. It will definitely work. Create schema, and this time I'll create a schema name called bronze. So we are just maintaining the medallion architecture like bronze, silver, and gold. Now I'll create a simple schema called create schema bronze, and I'll try to run this. So my compute is attached, and here we go. It takes few seconds at the beginning, and you should see a schema, but there is a small issue here. I have written a create schema bronze, but I'm not sure where does that bronze schema will be saved, because I have created a new catalog called data master, but my default catalog is something else. So to verify that, let me click onto this catalog, and I'll just open the data master, and I cannot see any schema called bronze. I have one workspace, and oh, I cannot see them in the workspace. Surprised to see. I'll refresh it, and oh, here we go. Can you see that? In the workspace catalog, I have a bronze, but I wanted to create a bronze schema under my own catalog called data master. So for that, let me drop this schema. So to drop it, very simple, drop schema bronze. I'll just run this command, and your schema should be deleted or dropped from your catalog, and it's done, it's gone. So now I need to be very specific, like where my schema is should be created. I want my schema in the data master. So I can use two level namespace here. I'll say data master dot bronze. This is one way. This is one way. Or if you are comfortable with SQL, you can write use catalog and say catalog name as data master. Once you do it, so throughout this notebook, you don't need to mention that again, like I want to store all my objects into this schema name or a catalog name. So I'll use this command, use catalog name. And when I am doing it, creating a schema, now you don't need to mention this. I really don't need to mention this, because we have already defined or we have already used that command. You don't need to do that. But still, I have a best practice to keep this two level namespace and three level namespace every time. Just in case if I forget this, I make sure that the schema is created in the same folder or same catalog. Let me run this, and here you should see a new schema is created. I'll do a quick refresh here, and here you go. You got a bronze schema here. Cool. It looks amazing. If I try to run this again, definitely you'll get an error saying that a schema already exists. Can you see that? So just I'll write a syntax like create schema if not exist. Okay, if not exist. And if I try to run this, exist, yes. If I try to run this, you don't get any error. If a schema is not created, it will create it. If it exists, it will not create. Okay, simple. So yeah, it should look good now. Can you see that here? Okay, so I'll try to go back now. Now we have created a catalog, a new catalog. In that we created a schema, and in my case the schema name is a bronze. You can create any schema name, test, or maybe a demo, sample schema, and so on. Now within the schema, I can create a table, I can create a view, I can create a volume, and so on. Now I'll go back to my workspace. I'll click onto my catalog. Can you see that? I'll just hit onto a new window. I'll open this in a new window. So for community edition, you don't get this UI because this UI is only available in the premium account. I'll go to my catalog. I'll click onto this particular schema. You should see a rich in UI. There are so many things here. This is a schema, or you can call it as a database. You can check the details of it. There are so many things here. I'm going to discuss about what is predictive optimization in coming sessions, and we will talk about the permissions, like who should access this database and so on. But if you come to the overview, there is a lot of AI happening here. Like you can generate a description by using the AI assistive feature. We will discuss about it, but you can check this within the schema. You can create a tables, you can create a volumes, you can create a models, and you can create a functions. You can create all this in a specific schema. So in this video, I'm going to discuss about creating a table and the volume. In the later video, we'll discuss about the functions. Okay. Now, first I'll talk about volumes. The volumes are like raw data. You can store all kind of raw data in the Databricks schema via volumes. It is same like your S3 or your ADLS. So people who are aware of storage accounts or a blob storage or a containers where we store any kind of data, yes, in Databricks also we can do it with the help of this volumes. So when I say people that you can store a semi-structured data, unstructured data in the volumes, and that volume is a part of database, people get confused. Like how can you store an semi-structured data in a database kind of thing? Like from so many years, we are saying that database is just like where we store a tables, a structured data which has rows and columns. But how can you store it? Yeah, all thanks to this volume. Because of this volume, you can store it. Now, let me show you how we can use that volume, how we can leverage that volume. So you can see volume is like a logical volume of non-tabular data in the cloud storage. In the cloud storage. Now I'll start creating it. You can write a simple syntax again, create volume, volume name under the specific schema, but I'll do it by using a UI. Community edition, you cannot do it. Okay. So I'll just click on create a volume and I'll say I'll upload a images here. You can upload a raw file, CSV file, JSON, audio, video, images, any kind of thing. I'll upload just an image and click on create. Cool. So within the schema, you can see within the schema, there is one volume and you can easily navigate between table volumes and so on. Within volumes, and you do not see any image here. Now I'm going to upload an image. So what I'll do, I'll just go back to my document. I'll try to upload this image in the volume and I'm going to use that image in my notebook. That's what I'm going to do it now. So I'm going to save image as, okay, let me save this. I would say object model and I'll choose maybe a document. Okay, let me click on save. I'll go back to my volume, sorry, Catalog Explorer. Okay, now you can see how I'm uploading the files to the volume. I'll repeat again. Please make sure that you have selected the right catalog, right schema, then the right volume that you created, and upload this to a volume. You can browse from here or you can drop it. So I'll just make sure that this is handy with me. I'll open this and now I'll click on upload to volume. Object model, I'll drop it and click on upload. That's it. The moment I upload it, amazing. So beautiful. It is same like your S3 and your ADLS. Now you don't need to go back if you are practicing, or if you want to do a quick want to run a query, or if you want to convert that to a table. You don't need to go back, drop that files in the S3 ADLS, mount it. You don't need to do all that things. And now we got a latest update also. You can preview that. I can just click on it and you can see, you can preview that image here itself. Again, a beautiful thing. You can download it and you can copy the path. Now what we can do with this path, I'll show you. I'll copy this path, I'll go back and I'll go to my notebook, and here my notebook name is databases objects in the Databricks. I'll create a text here, like I'm creating a image here. I'll create a text, and here we have an option called image. So I'll click on this image, or you can simply write this, and here you provide a path. You remember I copied the path. I'll paste that path here. I'll click outside the cell, and here we go. Beautiful. We got that entire image. So this is how I'm going to create a notes for you guys. So you don't need to refer the documentation. If you don't need to go back to PDF, PPTs, Word documents, and so on. I'll keep on adding all the docs in the notebook. I'll push it to my Git. Whenever you get some time, you go to your Git, keep on reading it, keep on looking at the scripts, keep on looking at the images. So this is how the learning experience would be from our channel, guys. Okay, so I request you to please subscribe to my channel to get the insights about the Databricks and all the latest features that are happening on this. Okay, now let me create a table quickly and then we can stop on this video. So a volume is created. I have uploaded some images. I have used that images in my notebook as well. So I have created a schema. I have created a volume. Now I'll create a table. And in the next video, we are going to go detail into what are the types of tables, what are views, what are types of views, what are functions. We are going to discuss that. Now I'll create a simple table by using a SQL. There are a couple of ways how we can create a table, my dear. Remember, one is simple SQL, or you can use a Python, you can use a data frame style to create a table. I'll be showing you a different ways, but in this, just I'll write a simple SQL query. So I'll say create table, I'll say employee table, or let us take a sample test table. But please make sure that you are using a right schema. If you have not mentioned the schema, it goes to the default schema. So you have to mention the schema name. So what I generally do is I always prefer using a 3-level namespace here. Data master is my catalog name, bronze is my schema name, and test is the table name now. Okay, create table, table name, and if I write if not exist, you can mention that. You can mention that. I'll just mention ID integer, name, name, string, and we are using Spark SQL here. Many beginners get confused. Are we using SSMS or MySQL, PostgreSQL? We are simply using SQL, ANSYS SQL. It's basically a Spark SQL. In Spark SQL, we have this data type called string. I am familiar with PySpark SQL, so I use string. If you are not, you can use varchar as well. Varchar data type for instead of string. You can use that. I'll take age integer. I'll try to use insert into table name. Values, I'll just mention Naval, age 33. I'll click on this and that's it. I'll try to run this. So a table will be created and a new record will be inserted in it. Okay, let me test this quickly. I'll take this and I'll try to do a select star from the table name. Yeah, cool. It's done. Let me select this and here we go. We should get a record. Yeah, you can see you got a record. There are a lot of things here. We can see the performance of this. We can optimize it. Lot of things are there. In coming sessions, definitely you'll see all those. I'll go to my catalog explorer, do a quick refresh from here, and here we go. It's beautifully bifurcated. Like, oh, these are the tables, these are the volumes. Now I'll click onto the bronze and you have a tables, you have volumes, and cool. So in coming videos, I'm go deep dive into tables. I'm going to explain you all about the functions, views, and so on. Okay. So this was all about the database objects in the Databricks. I've created a folder. I've created a notebook. I have added the image as well. Okay. So let me do a quick recap. So I explained you what is catalog, what is schemas, and then we created a table and the volume in a simple way. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like the content, please do subscribe to my channel. Please like the comment. Sorry, please like the video, comment it on my video, and share it with your friends. Keep learning. Thank you for watching again. See you in the next video. Bye bye.